We bring you to Arrowhead in a showdown between two of the greatest franchises of all time in the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Nick Rice on hand to begin Week 15. With 18 NFL titles, 8 Super Bowl championships, and 36 members of the Hall of Fame, this should be a good one. Adderley returns to the 20, and to the field, in for the injured Aaron Rodgers, is the 3-time NFL MVP in Brett Favre. 1,589 yards this year with 15 touchdowns and 4 picks on 65% completions. He took the reins beginning in Week 7 at Minnesota and has not looked back, being one of the best quarterbacks in football and leading the way for the first-place Packers. They'll begin the game at their own 20 with a run to Taylor, who lost the ball on a fumble, and Neil Smith recovers. And to the field for Kansas City goes the legendary Patrick Mahomes, who leads the league with 25 touchdown passes. But before then, let's look at Willie Lanier, nicknamed Contact, as being one of the heaviest hitting linebackers in NFL history. He decleats Jim Taylor to force the fumble, his 6th of the year. That is all alone for first in the all-time roster franchise. Chiefs will go run to begin, and Larry Johnson gets drilled by Bill Forrester for a 2-yard loss. Their lead running back is the perennial Pro Bowler from Texas, Jamal Charles. Tyreek Hill, Tony Richardson, Travis Kelce, and Otis Taylor round out the 5th-ranked scoring offense in the league in the all-time Kansas City Chiefs. They're averaging 22.5 points per game this year. At the controls is Patrick Mahomes, and he is back for his first throw of the day. It's a check down to Hill, who dropped it. Incomplete. Robinson jarred the ball loose, and he's just one of the many Hall of Famers for the Green Bay defense. Herb Adderley, Willie Wood, Ray Nitschke, Reggie White, and Leroy Butler are another group of 5. But Green Bay has a total of 23 gold jackets and many championship players on that defense especially. On 3rd down, Patrick throws over the middle to Taylor, who picks up 9, but he is well short of the first down. Kansas City will settle for a field goal. Jan Stenerud made so many clutch kicks in his Hall of Fame career and helped guide the Chiefs to a Super Bowl IV title against Minnesota, one of their 4. He hits the 28-yarder here, and the Chiefs score the first points of the day. Nick Rice on hand, and what should be a good one. The all-time Green Bay Packers tied atop the NFC at 10-3 overall. They battle the 8-5 all-time Chiefs, a game up of the Raiders and the Chargers atop the highly compacted AFC West. 1st and 10, ball at their own 16. Favre on a straight drop gets rid of it to his Hall of Fame teammate James Lofton for the gain of 12. He is one of the 3 Hall of Fame wide receivers on this Green Bay offense, joining Don Hudson and Sterling Sharp. 5-man rush. Favre gets rid of it to Lofton again, who dropped it. So Green Bay in the NFC has a 1-game lead over the Bears in the NFC. The Bears will visit Lambeau Field on Sunday night next week. And if the Bears are to come back and beat them, the Packers could be in danger of falling into this wild card race, along with the all-time Rams at 9-4. Favre throws a screen pass to Sharp, who sheds a tackle, and there he goes. Lewis is in pursuit and runs him out of bounds at the 29. A 42-yard gain to the all-time yard-per-game leader in Packer history, Hall of Famer from South Carolina in Sterling Sharp. He had a career shortened by injury, but in his prime, very few were better than the 3-time league leader in catches in Sterling Sharp. Another first down, a gain of 13 to Lofton. 13-yard gain on the play. James Lofton to go along with Sterling Sharp, 2 decorated receivers. Lofton is 12th on the all-time receiving list in NFL history. Favre throws this one away. Green Bay and San Francisco, as we look at the NFC playoff picture, share the top spot at 10-3 overall. The Bucs lead the NFC South at 8-5, and the Cowboys are first in the NFC East, all but locking up that division at 9-4. Rams and Bears, as you can see, the wild card clubs. Taylor buried for a loss by Hall of Famer Derek Thomas. A phenomenal career for Derek Thomas, a year after being taken 4th overall out of Alabama in 1989. He led the league in sacks, including 7 in one game against the Broncos here in 1990. Lanier tips the ball away, and the Packers will settle for a field goal. This is Mason Crosby, who is 16 of 18 on the year. Snap from Gregg, the hold from Starr, and that kick is good. The Packers have tied the ball game.
Kick is good.
Two of the legendary franchises of all time. The Packers are 3rd on the NFL franchise win percentage list, and the Chiefs aren't far behind at 5th. Both clubs are in the top 8 in playoff wins, Super Bowl titles, NFL championships, and playoff win percentage in the National Football League. These are two of the blue bloods of the NFL. Jamal Charles, their typical bell cow, gains 3 on the play. So the Steelers have already clinched a playoff spot at 11-2. Meanwhile, the Titans, Oilers, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs lead their divisions all at 8-5 overall. There should be a lot of shuffling before this year is over for the AFC playoff picture. Mahomes checks it down to Tony Gonzalez, who picks up 6 on the play.
Number 88, there for the reception. Gain of 6 on the play.
The best 1-2 tight end tandem in the National Football League, Travis Kelce and Tony Gonzalez, top 5 in just about every career tight end receiving category. Jump ball to the other tight end, incomplete to Kelce.
The pass is incomplete. Number 87, the intended target on the play.
Tony Gonzalez, a former basketball player at Cal, has the most receiving yards by a tight end in NFL history. And Travis Kelce, as a mid-round draft choice from small school Cincinnati, has the most yards per game in tight end history. After the Willie Wood return, Green Bay sets up shop for their next drive at their own 35. 1st and 10. Brett Favre, plenty of time to throw it, and he fires into harm's way and is nearly intercepted off the hands of Matthews. Green Bay's offense 8th in football and 1st in points this year. Don Hudson and Sterling Sharp at receiver, Paul Kaufman at tight end. Clark Hinkle joins Jim Taylor in the backfield for Green Bay. Averaging just a bit over 25 points per game, 1st in football, and 304 yards per game, number 8 in the league. This offense has been fabulous and hasn't missed a beat since the injury to Aaron Rodgers. Jim Taylor with a big game for the Packers. He is the leading rusher of the Super Bowl I victory the Packers had over Kansas City in Los Angeles to begin the Super Bowl era of the National Football League. That is the lone playoff meeting between these two franchises. Aaron Jones gains 4 on the ground. The tackle from Bobby Bell. Bell will join Willie Lanier, Johnny Robinson, Derek Thomas, and Deron Cherry for the Kansas City defense today. The all-time Chiefs rank 3rd in total defense this year and 4th in scoring. Late in the 1st, we are tied at a field goal in Kansas City. 2nd down and 6. Draw to MVP running back Jim Taylor, buried by Tamba Hali for a loss of 2. The Packers rank 11th in the league in 3rd downs at 41%. And they need 8 to move the chains here. Favre guns it over the middle to Lofton, who's right at the line, and he got it. Johnny Robinson has been shaken up on the play. He missed 7 games early in the year with a fractured foot, and he has suffered a upper body injury and will leave the game with a minute to play in the 1st quarter. Taylor gains a yard here. The Chiefs, with Deron Cherry as his backup, don't miss much of a beat with Robinson out of the lineup, but certainly the Hall of Fame safety brings an extra level of talent to this defense. Draw on 2nd down, and Taylor picks up about 6.
Number 31 with the carry. Gain of 6.
3rd down and 2 in the final moments of the opening quarter. Snap to Favre, who fakes to Sterling Sharp, and down he goes. Neil Smith with the sack. We played a quarter from Arrowhead. The Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs beginning week 15 of the all-time rosters franchise. Welcome back. We're tied at a field goal. Mason Crosby is one of 9 kickers in NFL history to go an entire season without a miss in a minimum of 16 attempts. He was fabulous for Green Bay. He drills a 49-yard field goal to push the Packers in the lead.
The field goal attempt is good.
We are underway in the second quarter out of Arrowhead. Glad you're with us for week 15 of the year. Some major late season shuffling could certainly happen dependent on how this game pans out. Hill returns at the 26. These two clubs were expected to make the playoffs going into the year. The Kansas City's been in a bit of a free fall, losers of 4 of their last 5, and their playoff position is in jeopardy if they are unable to win this one today. Forrester brings down Charles after a gain of about a yard.
Gain of 1.
Chiefs with a platoon of running backs who they have shuffled with in the starting lineup. Charles is their leader today. Outcut to Tony Gonzalez for the gain of about 5.
Completes the pass. Gain of 5.
Jamal Charles, their leader today, with Priest Holmes as the backup. Larry Johnson should get some snaps as he did early in the game, and Christian Okoye is their 4th stringer at running back. Tony Richardson leads at fullback. Deep shot to Travis Kelce. Wrapped up with the 42. First catch of the day, and it's a big one for Kansas City. Over 550 yards and 3 touchdowns this year for Travis Kelce, top 5 in receiving in the league at tight end. 1st and 10. Off the Gonzalez motion, they'll go run. Off tackle to Charles, who powers his way to the 37.
On the run. 5-yard gain on the play.
Jamal Charles led the league in total touchdowns in 2013 as one of the great fantasy football players of the 2010s. 4-time Pro Bowler out of Texas. He'll get the call again, and is spilled by Barnett at the 34.
3-yard gain on the play.
Bill Forrester and Nick Barnett are the Packers' top 2 middle linebackers due to the season-ending injury to Hall of Famer Ray Nitschke with a fractured foot. Mahomes on 3rd down. He's got 8. Move those chains for Kansas City.
The ball carrier on the play. Gain of 8.
2-time NFL MVP didn't just devastate defenses with his arm, but also was one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in the game. Priest Holmes inside the 10, taken down right at that 10, in fact, for a gain of 17. Priest Holmes, undrafted free agent back in 1997, burst onto the scene since joining the Chiefs in 2001. In fact, he set the Chiefs' all-time mark in rushing touchdowns 2 years later. Mahomes throws to the end zone for Taylor. Touchdown. The Super Bowl champion from Prairie View A&M, Otis Taylor, reels in his 5th touchdown of the year. And the extra point is good. 3:54 to play in the half, and the all-time Chiefs take a 10-6 lead. 2 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown from Taylor. Many of the remnants of the 60s dynasty for Kansas City, which won Super Bowl IV and so many playoff games, including the many in '66 that guided them to the Super Bowl against Green Bay, led by Hank Stram, and many of the 2010s and 2020s dynasty, which won a pair of Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes.
Gain of 10.
1st down, Green Bay at their own 30. That is the 4th down pickup from Brett Favre in this first half. Off the play fake to Hudson, he unloads into the ground. That is incomplete.
The pass falls incomplete. Number 84, the intended target. 2nd down.
Packers down late in the first half, 10-6. Favre gets rid of it to Kaufman over the middle, and the tight end, best in franchise history, gains 11 and a first down. Paul Kaufman was an undrafted free agent back in 1978 and turned into a phenomenal player. He has the most receiving yards by a tight end in franchise history. Taylor, on a gut run, picks up 5. He has certainly made amends to the early fumble, and Green Bay has leaned on his services in his first half. They'll give it to him on a toss, and he's got more than enough for a Packer first down. 2 minutes left in the second quarter from Arrowhead, and the all-time Chiefs, who are currently a game up of the Raiders and Chargers in the AFC West, they lead the championship caliber Packers 10-6. 3-man rush. Favre throws an in-cut to Adams, who gets nailed. What a hit from yet again Willie Lanier, and Davante Adams is down. First target of the day, and it may be his last. What a hit from Lanier. And Adams is down with an upper body injury. We'll give you an update on his status injury-wise in a moment. Brett Favre on second down will tuck it and run to his right, but won't get very far. Neil Smith wraps him up in the backfield.
Number 4, the ball carrier. 3-yard loss on the play.
Third down and 6 to go. And Favre's pass to Sharp is incomplete. Daniel Whelan in punt formation for Green Bay. An undrafted free agent who turned into the best punt average punter in Green Bay history. An average of over 46 yards a punt in his phenomenal career with the Packers. That punt into the end zone for a touchback. Kansas City has been dealing without Johnny Robinson for this first half with a chest contusion, but he is set to return at some point between now and the start of the third quarter. Mahomes lobs it over the middle. There's Travis Kelce. First down, Chiefs. Tripped up by Forrester. 1:25 left in the first half. Here's Mahomes back to pass. Shoots it deep over the middle. Gonzalez has got it. The two-headed tight end tandem for the Chiefs is unfair. Gonzalez with the most catches, the most yards, and the second most touchdowns to Antonio Gates in tight end history. And he's got it again and is down to the 17. Another 24 yards to Gonzalez, who goes over 500 yards this year with that reception. Chiefs down to 1 timeout. Mahomes is hit and taken down for a loss of 8. That is the first sack of the day and the 10th of the year from the legendary Reggie White, 1998 Defensive Player of the Year. Mahomes flips it to his right, and Kelce gains about a yard, and Vince Lombardi calls the team's second timeout.
Gain of 1.
3rd and 17. Patrick finds his longtime teammate, a gain of 6 to Kelce. Green Bay calls its final timeout. Stonerud hit a 28-yarder earlier in the day and drills this one from 35, and the Chiefs lead the Packers by 7.
The kick is good.
Well, the Packers called their timeouts in an effort to give Favre a chance. He is the gunslinger who delivered in so many of these situations. He's got 38 seconds after the Tramon Williams touchdown. Don Hudson, James Lofton, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, and Sterling Sharp at wide receiver out of an empty for Green Bay. Favre is looking deep, steps up and throws to Sterling Sharp, who is out of bounds.
Number 84 with the catch. Gain of 15.
Sterling Sharp beat the Hall of Famer Emmett Thomas, the man who ranks tied for 5th in single-season interceptions with 12 in 1974. A great player to beat. Over the middle to Lofton for the gain of 17. No huddle for Green Bay. Chris Jones is late to get onside, and he will be flagged for the penalty. Favre goes deep. Hudson with the catch, and he is chased out by Robinson and Matthews. The penalty on Jones will be declined. first and goal at the Kansas City 2. What a spectacular catch and run. It's the first reception of the day from the Alabama Antelope in Don Hudson. Jones may have been offsides again. Favre throws to the corner, and he has an open man, James Lofton, incomplete. Offsides on Jones, the three-time Super Bowl champion out of Mississippi State. First and goal. Favre throws to his fullback, Clark Hinkle. Touchdown, Green Bay.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
He's the greatest fullback in Packer history, and he also played a bit of kicker and defense. No question he was inbounds on that play, and the Packers are an extra point from tying the ball game up. And that kick is good from Crosby. 4 seconds left in the first half. Kansas City and Green Bay tied at 13. Nick Rice in hand, and what's been a good one from Arrowhead in front of a sellout crowd in Kansas City. Hill is hammered to the 25 with a second left in the half. And Kansas City will set up shop there. Chiefs in a bit of a free fall in the AFC, loses of 4 of their last 5. Really is a must-win for them today. They scored just a field goal in a brutal loss at the Jets last week. And as they hit the half, their offense has certainly played their best game in about a month as we are tied at 13. It's the Packers and the Chiefs in a battle of blue bloods. Second half coming up next. Two of the greatest franchises of all time, and this game has lived up to the billing as the Packers and the Chiefs are tied at 13. Nick Rice in hand as we begin the second half of a very consequential game in Arrowhead. Grayson brings it back to the 26 to begin this drive. Fred Carr with the tackle. Patrick Mahomes, two-time NFL MVP at Texas Tech, burst onto the scene as a 10th overall pick in 2017. He sat behind Alex Smith, who's the third-string quarterback of this offense. Len Dawson is the number 2. Patrick Mahomes immediately set all sorts of records in 2018 and has guided the Chiefs to 3 Super Bowl championships and so many legendary playoff moments. One of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game. He shoots it deep to Otis Taylor. First down, Kansas City. Mahomes, 11 of 14, completing 78% of his passes for 141 yards and a touchdown. His league best 26 touchdown pass of the year. Inside run on a draw to Charles. He is buried in the backfield. Linebacker John Anderson, a first-round draft choice out of Michigan back in 1978, makes the stop for the Green Bay defense. A defense ranked 12th in football.
Hey, 43.
Mahomes on a straight drop at 2nd and 13. He's looking, checks it down to his reliable tight end. Wood with the stop of Tony Gonzalez. 5th grab of the day for Tony Gonzalez. 39 this year already for Tony G. The all-time Chiefs loaded with Hall of Fame talent, but there may be no better than Mr. Chief himself, Tony Gonzalez. 3rd down, that pass is complete to Taylor. First down, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback rating of 139 in today's game, and is carving up one of the most talented defenses in the National Football League. Larry Johnson, a star out of the 2000s, gains a couple on the play. The tackle from 3-time NFL champion Leroy Caffey. 2nd down and 7. Methodical Chiefs drive into Green Bay territory. Patrick standing in, fires down the field, and that is nearly picked off by Alexander.
Number 15 can't complete the pass. 3rd down.
That Packers secondary loaded with Hall of Fame talent. Bobby Dillon, Leroy Butler, Herb Adderley, Willie Wood, and Charles Woodson. Mahomes beats him with a quick throw to Hill. Gain of 10 on the first down.
Number 2,
Mahomes' numbers certainly got a boost with Tyreek Hill, acquired as a 5th-round draft choice back in 2016 out of West Alabama. One of the fastest players of all time. Charles gallops with a 33, who's pretty fast as well. We've got a man down for the Packers. That is John Anderson after the gain of 2. Mahomes turns, hands it to Charles. There's nowhere to go. Bill Forrester with the stop.
69 makes the stop. No gain.
Bill Forrester won a couple of NFL championships with Vince Lombardi in the early 60s. 2 of the 13 for Titletown. 3rd and 8. Mahomes unloads to an open Gonzalez, who is shoved out right at the 25. A yard to gain for the first. The officials bringing the chain gang, and he's ruled inches short. Tough break for KC. Jan Stenerud has made both of his attempts today and is 18 of 19 this year. This one from 42 to give the Chiefs the lead, and he got it. Three minutes to go in the third, and the Chiefs lead the Packers in Arrowhead, 16-13. Herb Adderley is down the ball in the end zone for a touchback. Chiefs Kingdom has been rocking all day. The Chiefs are 5-1 at home this year, and Green Bay in this building, it's been tough for them to cover Mahomes and these playmakers. Speaking of playmakers, Devontae Adams sustained an abdominal strain. He's probable to return for the Green Bay offense. Certainly good news considering how bad it looked with Lanier decleating Adams late in the first half. In cut to Lofton. First down, Green Bay. James Lofton, who led the league in yards per catch twice, was one of the great home run threats in the National Football League during the 80s with Green Bay and the early 90s with Buffalo. Taylor hammered to the backfield yet again by Lanier. One of the best linebackers in the history of the game this season, has 94 tackles, 14 for loss, a sack, 4 deflections, and a league best 6 forced fumbles. One today to Taylor. Lofton the catch, just short of a first down.
Throws complete. Gain of 12 on the play.
Green Bay in the first half was a brutal 1 for 5 on third downs. They're 41% on the year. Straight ahead run, and Taylor's got it as he crawls to the Chiefs' 48-yard line. Green Bay has been dominated time of possession-wise today. Just watch the Chiefs milk 5 minutes to kick a field goal to begin the third. Green Bay shook off the rust, and they are in cheap territory. This may be the final play of the period. Favre to the sideline, caught by Sharp, but that pass is out of bounds, incomplete. Second down and 10 yards to go. 3-man rush. It's a screen pass, and Taylor was in trouble. He dropped it, and that may have been good for the Packers. That brings up third down and 10 yards to go. Brett Favre, 12 of 20 today for 201 yards and a touchdown. He's back again, shoots it over the middle. Driver lost the ball on another fumble. Bobby Bell scoops it up at the 45. A vicious hit, and it's another Packer turnover picked up by the defense. Fourth quarter coming up next as the Chiefs lead the Packers in Arrowhead, 16-13. We bring you to Arrowhead, where Donald Driver got walloped by Derek Johnson. The all-time Chiefs leader in tackles, was a pretty good hitter as well, and he forces a Donald Driver fumble that Bobby Bell recovers. That is his 4th recovery of the year. That also leads the league. Travis Kelce on the catch, picks up another 11, his 5th reception of the day, and his team best 47th catch of the year. First and 10 at the Green Bay 29.
Hey, 43.
Over the middle, Gonzalez is wrapped up by Robinson to the 25. 188 yards passing today for Mahomes. and just a hair under 2,900 yards passing for Mahomes this year. Against the blitz, Charles had no chance. Willie Wood with the tackle.
There for the stop. Loss of 2.
Otis Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Tony Gonzalez, and Chris Burford, the receiving threats on the field here. Mahomes on third down, he'll tuck it and run and moves the chains again. First down, Kansas City. The Chiefs franchise has won 26 playoff games in its rich 65-year history. Mahomes is responsible for 14 of those playoff wins. In the clutch, he's as good as any. He tucks it again and slides to the 7. Chiefs 3 for 3 today in the red zone and are 33 of 37 ranked in the top 10 at about 90% on the year. Mahomes fires in the end zone for Taylor. It's another touchdown to Otis Taylor. Couple of touchdown passes for Mahomes today gives them 27 this year, and that's a big one as the Chiefs pull ahead of the Packers 23-13. 5 catches for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns from Taylor. 5:07 left in the game. Glad you're with us. On the heels of the Packer comeback to tie it at 13 going into the half, Green Bay has been shell-shocked, giving up back-to-back Chief scoring drives. And certainly the fumble from Donald Driver didn't help Green Bay. The Packers down by 10 will begin their next drive at their own 21. Favre guns it to James Lofton, wrapped up by Robinson on a gain of 18. That catch gives Lofton over 700 yards receiving this year. Don Hudson is the league leader in receiving this season, but Lofton's been their best wideout today. Favre is sacked for the 3rd time today. And the Packers go no huddle. Chris Jones was there along with Flowers on a corner blitz. Favre is back and is dumped yet again by Flowers at the 27. Under 4 minutes left in the game already, and the Packers are in a panic right now, down by 10 late. 3rd and 22. Favre under duress, takes a shot down the field, and the pass to Hudson is incomplete. Good coverage from Deron Cherry. The Packers are 3 for 5 on 4th down this year, but this is a huge gamble, down by 10. 4th and 22. Favre fires over the middle, and Sharp dropped it. Wouldn't have mattered much, and now Sharp is hurt. As he's holding onto his head and will leave the game with 3:33 to go. 1st and 10, Chiefs, who are on their way to a huge upset of Green Bay and what is a must-win for them. Charles is down to the 22.
Gets the call of the run. Gain of 5.
Jamal Charles will dot the I on 2nd and 5. 3 minutes left in an exhilarating football game in which the Chiefs have been the only team to score in the second half. Inside run to Charles, and he dances to the 14. Timeout, Green Bay. It's a first down with 2:44 to go. One more first down, and the Chiefs can walk away with a win today. But they're going to throw it, and Mahomes shoots it out of the end zone. Incomplete.
Can't complete the pass. 2nd down.
Kansas City has been perfect in the red zone today, but the story of this one has been the critical Green Bay turnovers and the play of that guy, the Hall of Famer Patrick Mahomes. A couple of touchdown passes and well over 200 yards through the air for the Hall of Famer out of Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes today. Charles is wrapped up at the 13, timeout Green Bay.
Number 25, the ball carrier on the play. 1 yard gain on the play.
3rd down and 9. Johnson in at running back, and he'll get the call. Larry Johnson had no chance. Timeout, Vince Lombardi and the Packers.
Makes the tackle. No gain.
Stonerud in for the field goal. Hold from Dawson, and that kick is good. 2:23 to go in this one. The Chiefs have doubled up the Packers and have left Favre and company to one final shot, down by 13 on the road. Wilson sends this one down the field and is taken out of the end zone by Tramon Williams, who is hammered short of the 15. And it all comes down to this. Game on the line for Favre and the Packers. 1st and 10, they've got to go 87 yards out of timeouts. Favre looks right, shoots it deep down the field, and that is out of bounds to Lofton.
Number 80, the intended receiver.
If the Chiefs are to hang on today, we have 2 division championship games next week, as Chicago will visit Green Bay on Sunday night for Week 16, and the Chiefs will play host to the Raiders in Week 16. That pass to Lofton is incomplete.
Pass falls incomplete. Number 80, the intended target on the play.
But first, the Chiefs need one more stop. It's 3rd down and 10. Favre looks long and takes a shot down the field. No chance as it's out of bounds to Hudson. Hall of Famer Don Hudson, with the most yards and the most touchdowns in the league this year, held just one catch in today's game. A phenomenal job by the Chiefs secondary, led by Hall of Famers Emmett Thomas and Johnny Robinson. That pass is incomplete to Green, and this game is over. The all-time Chiefs have gotten off the snide with a big win today against the all-time Green Bay Packers. Chiefs improved to 9-5. The Packers fall to 10-4. Patrick Mahomes, today's player of the game, 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 of the greatest franchises in the history of the National Football League, and a potential preview of the championship game of the all-time rosters franchise. For now, Kansas City dispatches Green Bay with a strong second half out of Mahomes, as it's a Chiefs winner today, 29-13. For the rest of our broadcast crew, I'm Nick Rice saying thanks so much for watching the all-time rosters franchise, Charge 245.